Okay guys, so here is the wing. I already removed it. It's over there. Fucking ugly wing in my opinion. Sorry to cuss for anybody who's younger out there. But yeah, so it's about 4 10mm bolts, one long socket, one regular socket. And then there was connectors here that were, oh, I'm sorry, it was one of these two. Anyways, I don't remember. But it has these safety straps. I'm assuming if for some odd reason your wing flies off, that is to save it. So you unbolt those from both sides, then you just put the bolts back in to keep the trunk latch on there. And then you also have to disconnect the clip here for the third brake light that's on the wing. And you just push a pin in there and it'll pop out. From my understanding, I guess I should have tested this beforehand, but there is a third brake light right here, so that's why it's okay to take the wing off. I was a little confused on that online, but as I believe there's a third brake light in there, so that is why it's okay to take the wing off and not worry about it. So I'm going to take some Goo Gone, get this adhesive off, clean this up a little bit, try and make it look as good as possible, and then I'm still not sure what I'm going to do to plug these holes. I might do some vinyl wrap, possibly just some weather taping and dip. I don't know, something though. I will figure it out. And then I will be taking these badges off. I'll show you a view of that when I'm done. I'm just going to use some Goo Gone and a heat gun. That's how I normally do it, and then should look good. Okay guys, so right now I'm in the process of removing the badging. My process is, I'm not going to go over it too much in depth, but basically I soak the crap out of it with Goo Gone. I put a towel down here to catch all the excess Goo Gone. But yeah, the badges, I just soak the crap out of them. I'll do that about 5 times. I'll let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and then reapply, and I'll do it about 4 or 5 times. It really weakens the adhesive on the back, especially since it's been there a long time. This is an old car, so it's been on there quite a long time. And what that's going to do is just allow me to almost remove it by hand. Sometimes I'll take like a plastic card or even a plastic trim removal piece, and it'll just slide right off for the most part. And then I'll wipe it down real good, get as much off with a rag as I can. And then I just take my heat gun and I go over the excess that's left over after it's dried a little bit. And then I just try and roll it with a rag and a heat gun, and usually, especially on these older badges, I don't typically have too much of a problem. I will show you what it looks like once I'm all said and done here. I'm not going to go in depth about showing you how I do it. I kind of explained it already, and I think it's pretty simple. And there's a bunch of install videos already, so I don't really have the need to add to those, I don't believe. But I'm just giving you my step-by-step process. A lot of people do it differently, but this is how I do it. If you are interested in knowing, I will show you the aftermath in a few seconds here. Okay guys, I was about to just skip right to the end for you and show the end result. But I wanted to show you why I do this method just real quickly. So I did put a bunch of Goo Gone on this, and what I'm using is one of these cards here, the 3M cards. You usually use it for vinyl wrap and stickers and whatnot. But you can literally, with one hand, and it just makes it come right off, and it doesn't damage the paint at all. And you can just saw them right off. It doesn't damage the paint, and then also having the Goo Gone on there makes a really slick finish, so it helps it glide even better. And as you can see, it comes right off. So I'm going to rub as much as I can with the rag here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun and rub the rest off, and it should look just fine. Sometimes I just suggest buffing it. I don't have a buffing wheel, so I'm not going to be doing that, but they do have one at my old store that he still works at, so he'll probably get that done. But yeah, just the only reason you do that is just because you're going to get a little bit of shadow from where they used to be, just because they've been on there for so long. If it's a newer car, you won't have that issue, but yeah, you'll have a little bit of a shadow, and buffing it tends to help it get almost completely gone. You'll still have a little bit, you can't get away from it just from natural paint fade and oxidation, but yeah guys, the next image you're going to see here is right at the end where it is 100% gone. Okay guys, so here's the finished product. As you can see, there is still a shadow of the logo. logos. So this is gonna have to be buffed, and I'm not surprised at all. You can still see it in certain lights pretty well, and I'm not surprised that it's there at all. This car is a 2003, so it's been on there for like 14 years, almost 15 years, and I'm really not surprised, you know, with all the oxidation from the paint and just sun fading and all the dirt and debris those things have held onto and sitting out in the sun and everything, it was bound to happen. But you know, it came out pretty good. There's no residue left on there. It's just the outlining residue is left, and it will not come off. I heated the crap out of it. I soaked it with Goo Gone for a long time, and it's just not coming off, and that's okay. We're gonna take it back to his store once we're all done with all the other modifications, and they're going to go ahead and buff it. Those came out okay. There's a lot of paint scuffs and stuff. I'm gonna have them buff this as well, and then we're gonna put plugs in it. So there is 4 holes on the right and 3 holes on the left. We're gonna find some type of plug to cover those up, and then hopefully put some vinyl wrap over it or something. But yeah, guys, as far as finished product, that's kind of what it looks like. Once again, it's, you know, a 13-year-old car, almost 14-year-old car, and yeah, it's just that's just what happens, you know. So if you have a buffing wheel, go ahead and hit it with a buffing wheel. I do not. I don't do a whole lot of detail work, so I'm gonna have them do it, and it should come out fairly good. There's inevitably going to be some faded paint there, and it's just gonna look that way. You're not gonna be able to get around it. But the next video I'm going to be making is I am currently tinting the side markers, and I'm going to make a quick video on that. I'm going to do the side markers and the clear lenses on the rear taillights, and I think that's going to look pretty mean. And stay tuned for the next video.